Hey guys, Rich from Rich Mid Gaming. Hope everyone, that is loud, hope everyone is doing well. Yeah, wow. Shatterpoint. So many things that we already know, so many things that we do not yet know about this game. Obviously, the trailer came out yesterday, caught everybody, I think, by surprise. And for the most part, at least what I've seen in my community, which I will admit is predominantly the Marvel Crisis Protocol community, it has been positive. However, we have seen some examples of people not being happy about this. Predominantly, the existing Star Wars players. Now, I used to play Star Wars Legion, but it's not my it's not my first game by any stretch of the imagination. And there's been quite a lot of information that's been put out there. There's information that we can gather from the actual core box itself and the artwork. There's information that we can get, or I've collated from the live stream that happened yesterday, and there's also information that Atomic Mass Games have put out there as well. So what I thought I would do is put it all in one simple, easy to find place for you guys. I was going to record this and put it out, but thought I would actually put it out there as a live stream so you guys can interact. And if I have missed anything, you guys can let me know live. And also we're going to have a little bit at the end talking about the things that I think are really important that they get right in this game. I've already seen from Justin Gungans, or we riot. I completely agree. Only sour feelings about this is there could have been resources put into MCP, but that's cool. Yeah, I mean that is one thing, and I did see a comment that said it's strange to have such a small studio responsible for, I think they said 5 now major games. So if you think about it now, Atomic Mass Games are looking after Marvel Crisis Protocol, obviously their first baby. They've then got Star Wars Legion, they've got Star Wars X-Wing, they've got Star Wars Armada, and now they have Star Wars Shatterpoint. Now, don't get me wrong, they are all very, very different games, but I thought whoever it was, I can't remember who it was that made that, made a very valid point. So what I thought we would do is take a look at a few things. First of all, I've got a little spreadsheet that I've put together detailing everyone we know about so far. From what I can gather in this game, you're going to have squads, and it's going to be squads of 4 units, four bases, let's say, because some bases have multiple models on there. But 4 bases within a single squad, at least that's what I can gather. Because each of these expansions, the way that they've shot them in the trailer, very much look like there's going to be 4 in each of them. Now, starting off, if we take a look at the core box, this is what I believe is everything that is going to come in the core box. So what do we get in here then? Well, we have got, obviously, Ahsoka Tano. So Ahsoka Tano here, coming up against Darth Maul. And I would consider them to be the sort of primary characters. We don't know if it's going to be, if they're going to be leaders or anything like that, but kind of named characters. And the theme seems to be each predefined squad has 2 named characters, but then also has 2 supporting characters. I forget the terminology they used, but yeah, it looks like there's going to be 2 of each in a squad. But it is going to look like you're going to be able to mix and match them as well. We saw later on in the trailer that we had Ventress and Dooku together, for example. But that to me seems to be the setup: 2 named characters, 2 support characters. So in the core box, from what I can see, and let me know if you guys think I am wrong, is team number 1, we've got Ahsoka Tano, we've got Bo-Katan, who is the one that you can see here, and then 2 Mandalorian troopers. I think they're going to be the Night Owls. That they could just be generic Mandos, but I think they are going to be they're going to be the Night Owls. If I'm being brutally honest, it would make sense. Then on the other side, we've got Darth Maul, obviously, with his double lightsaber there, which is interesting because I don't think that during this time where Darth Maul was with the Mando Super Commandos, Mandalorian Super Commandos, I don't know if he had a dual lightsaber. I'm not entirely sure of that one. How many miniatures games is too many to own? There's no such number, MCU fan. Absolutely none whatsoever. But we've got Darth Vader, we've got Gar Saxon. Now, most people will know Gar Saxon from the Clone Wars, but if you've ever played Legion as well, he has just been released quite recently as a character in Star Wars Legion. 100% this is Gar Saxon, no doubt in my mind whatsoever. And then obviously coming with 2 Mandalorian Super Commandos, one of which we can't see quite in this shot, but we've got a different shot that will show you that shows you each of them in turn. So that's what we're going to get in the core box. Now I did have, let me look here. Yeah, let me bring this one up here. Just zoom in ever so slightly. So if we take a look at this one, here we go. Look, this is the close-up of the of the Darth Maul. So we've got Darth Maul here. We've got Gar Saxon. We've then got a male Mandalorian Super Commander, and we've got a female Mandalorian Super Commander. How do you know the difference? Boob armor. There we go, people. No, it's not just the armor; it's the shape of the head as well. And you can see from this picture what an absolutely amazing set of sculpts we've got here. Atomic Mass Games have come so far with how good they are at sculpting miniatures and designing miniatures, and these look very, very good indeed. He had his double saber. It was fixed from an Inquisitor's saber. Okay. Cheers, Brett. Thank you very much for that one. Thank you for letting me know. Bleach Oranges could be a good game, but I'm already pretty invested in Legion MCP, so I don't think I'm going to play it anytime soon. And you know what, Bleach Orange? That is absolutely fine. It will always be there available for you to pick up. So what else then? What else did we see as part of the trailer then? Because there's a couple of different things here that I do want to go through. So first of all, we saw the Anakin expansion. Now I believe these little shots of everyone are going to be an individual expansion. I think these are going to be in a box with the 4 characters. So who have we got here? We've got Anakin, obviously, front and center. We've then got Commander Rex, and then we've got 2 501st clone troopers. So I think this is going to be one of the expansions that we get, and I think they're going to be coming all together. Mike Napier, hey everybody, first time making it into a live stream. Well, welcome Mike, hope you are well. This is your home for all things Marvel Crisis Protocol, but the new thing that we are covering on this channel is going to be Star Wars Shatterpoint. We've dabbled with other things in the past, but we are now firmly an equal opportunities channel where we will be covering as much Shatterpoint as we do Marvel Crisis Protocol. Once again, guys, I think the sculpts on these are really, really well done. Really, really like these. I'm really looking forward to getting them and painting them. It's going to be interesting to see if people collect this game like they do with MCP, where you get everything at first, but then maybe sort of dip out of it a little bit because that just becomes too much. The other thing that we saw, we can't have Anakin without having an Obi-Wan, obviously. So Obi-Wan Kenobi we've got in the background here. We've then got Commander Rex, and then we've got the 212th troopers. And it looks like these guys are going to be armed with slightly different weapons. I don't know if these are DLTs. To me, it looks like they are. So maybe that, these, to sort of differentiate between the commandos, or between the clone troopers, sorry, maybe we're going to get those different types of weapons to sort of differentiate between them. The minis are pretty good looking. The sabers look better in these photos. I can only presume the trailer has the original sculpts and not the final versions. The sabers on the look kind of yeah. I will say, the sabers. I don't think I've got a close up of of Obi-Wan. Those are DLTs. There we go. I don't think we got a close up of Obi-Wan, but they looked horrible. They looked so bad. And I'm not sure why. Like, I don't understand why. They were all bent. I didn't understand why they were all bent. It made absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Okay, the next thing that we saw, then, not necessarily the next thing, but one of the other things that we saw in the trailer was the Count Dooku expansion. Now, this one caught me off guard a little bit, and I'll tell you why. I would associate the Magna Guards more with General Grievous than I would Count Dooku, which is interesting. But we can see here the characters we've got is Count Dooku. We've then got Jango Fett in the background. Now, I do have a closer up picture of Jango Fett that I will show you in a second as well. And then we've got the two Magna Guards. So once again, keeping that theme going of two named characters, two supporting characters, shall we say. I'm just going to keep doing this here. We've got a close-up here of Jango Fett, which, again, I think looks really, really good. The other one then is, let's have a look. These start getting a little bit blurry, but this is the Asajj Ventress. It is a little bit blurry, but it gives us everything that we've got in there. So we've got Asajj Ventress. We've got 2 units of B1 droids, each with 3 in there. Now, they are painted up as security droids with the red, and I think red is security, but I think that may just be a choice. And then we have a super tactical droid. Now, I think that these super tactical droids, I think we've seen 2 different ones. Now, I can only assume one of them is Kraken and one of them is Clarny. I don't know which is which. Does Django come with a headless version? That would be good, Patrick. That would be very good indeed. But yeah, so I think this is either going to be Clarny or it's going to be Kraken, but this is obviously a super tactical droid. We do have the Asajj close-up. So we've got a close-up of Asajj Ventress there. Again, the lightsabers, a little bit wavy. By the way, all these pictures are taken straight from the trailer itself. And then we do have a little close-up of the Asajj, what I think is the Asajj expansion, and that gives us a better look at the super technical droid and then what these 3 B1s look like. We said it in the video yesterday. The bases are really nice. Maul missing his brother, or did Palps already kill Savage? Yeah, Savage Press would have been really interesting. Fingers crossed for plastic models. 100%. I think they're plastic models. I don't think they're going down the route of anything else whatsoever, Mitch. Michael, I'd be very, very surprised if that was the case. And then the last one that I think we've got... Oh, no, sorry, we haven't got General Grievous. Okay. So we've got the Grievous expansion here with the 2 sets of 2 B2 battle droids. Now, somebody's pointed out these could be with Grievous. Sorry, these could be with Dooku, and the Magna Guards could be with Grievous. What material are the models from? What material are the models from, do we think? Brett, do you mean as in what source material? I think if it's source material, I think you are looking at... They've got a Clone Wars-esque type look about them, not quite as cartoony. But I think all this is, 2 B2s to a base. That's what I said, Mitch. So 2 B2s to a base. And then obviously with Grievous in there as well. Now, I did I did also get this picture here, which isn't a great picture, guys, but this was the only other picture in the trailer where it had Grievous's, or what looks like Grievous's squad, and there is another one here. Look, I don't know if you guys can see this. Zoom in ever so slightly here. That is a different sculpt to what we saw in Asajj Ventress's pack. I think that is going to be either Kraken or Klarni, and we're going to get both. I do think that is where we're going to see them. Now, I've just realised, guys, I have missed a picture out. Let me see if I... Oh, here we go. Nope, I did get it here. And then, obviously, the last one. Oh, zoom in ever so slightly here. So the last one is we have got Shakti. So this one here. And Barriss Offee. And then we have got 2 clone commandos. Obviously, like, you can tell the clone commandos because they've got the sort of chunkier, bulkier armor. One of them throwing what looks like a frag grenade here as well. The other one behind some cover here, which is quite interesting, I think, as well. But that is it, I think, in terms of characters that we've seen in the trailer. So I think there, just to recap, guys, I think what we've got there are 2 core box squads, Ahsoka Tano, Bo-Katan with Night Owls, Darth Maul Gar Saxon with Super Commandos. We've then got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 expansions. Anakin, Rex, 501st. Obi-Wan, Cody, 212th. Shakti, Barriss Offee, Clone Commandos. Count Dooku, Jango Fett, 2 Magna Guards. General Grievous, Super Tactical Droid, either Kraken or Klarni, with 2 lots of 2 B2s. Asajj Ventress, again with another Super Tactical Droid, either Kraken or Klarni, with 2 lots of 3 B1 battle droids. However, on top of that, we do have some other confirmed announcements. So, announcement number 1, and I don't know who's going to be in what pack with this, but announcement number 1 is Mace Windu, guys. Mace Windu is coming to this game, and it sounds like he's going to be an early expansion for this game, which I am super, super stoked about. Next up, Kit Fisto. Kit Fisto. Now, is it going to be Mace Windu and Kit Fisto together? I don't think so. I think if you look at the other packs, you've got, if we look at Barriss Offee, for example, it's probably the best one that we've got at the moment, but you've got Jedi, and then you've got sort of Padawan-esque type one, right? With Anakin and with Cody. Sorry, with Anakin, you've got Rex, and with Obi-Wan, you've got Cody. Other way around. It's that way around, isn't it? Yeah, Anakin, Rex, Obi-Wan, Cody. So I don't think they're going to put 2 Jedis together. Super, super, super stoked for all of these guys. And then the other one that we have announced as well is Padme Amidala. So Padme Amidala, which apparently is the one that I forget who's head of the studio. So we know that we've got Padme Amidala coming as well. Are we going to get, who's going to come with Padme? Who knows? Could we see some droids in there potentially at some point? And then also confirmed is Cad Bane, who really, really happy about that one. One of my favourite bounty hunters in the game, or in Star Wars in general. Other things that we know, guys. So other things that we know that were not in the trailer. So other things we know are elevation, gantries, catwalks, terrain are all going to be important. They're going to play a part of the game. I think this is going to be, set up. It's going to be, maybe sort of Necromunda-esque type thing where, you're going to be walking over, young Anakin comes with Padme. Everyone knows this. But yeah, terrain's going to be super, super important. So I'm really, really happy that we're going to be able to create some hopefully really, really good gaming boards for this. We're going to have monthly releases. So from June onwards, we're going to have monthly releases of these expansions. Will it be 2 packs? Will it be 1 light, 1 dark? We don't know yet, but we know that there's going to be monthly releases. Now, timelines. Pre-orders are going to be in January, okay? So we're going to be able to order these very, very soon. March is going to be our first look at the game itself at Adepticon. They'll be getting streamed out as well, I imagine, but it's going to be able to see our first demo games. But from January onwards, they're going to give us some information as well. June 2023 is going to be the release date, and then what they're doing that's a little bit different, and I'm hoping doesn't affect the cost. They're going to be supporting English, French, German, Spanish, and Polish. So not Italian, which is one that's covered, I think, in Star Wars Legion at the moment. So just the 5 languages. The core box will be a single language, so you'll buy it in English. You'll buy it. Just seen Justin. I'm hoping to get Uncle Owen as terrain. Charred remains. But the core box is going to come in whatever language you buy it in. However, all of the other packs are going to come with all of the languages in them. And if I show you an example of this, it's quite interesting because they do this in Star Wars Legion in certain things. So I've got this dynamic exit here, and the number of cards that you get. So I've got these I've got these cards here of Darth Maul, right? Put it at the actual camera. Darth Maul. But in here, you get 3 different copies of the same card because they're all in different languages. My concern is I don't want to have to be paying for the printing of every language of every card in here. Now, will there be cards? I think there is cards. And the reason why I say that there are cards, Will made a comment right at the very end of that stream that said, we've got all the cards here, let's play a game of Shatterpoint. So I'm 100% positive there's going to be cards in the game, whether or not they are tactics cards, whether or not they are command cards, whatever it may be. But there's definitely going to be cards in the game. But then I'm not a big fan of that side of it. I'm not a big fan of that side of it, of having everything in the box in every language. For me, it feels like an absolute waste. I don't want to be paying more for it, but hey, maybe that is just me. I also want to just run through, this is the other bit of information that we've had so far. I did say I want everything to be in here. So, hey folks, we wanted to take some time to answer some questions we've seen a lot today in response to the trailer. Number 1, what are the mechanics, right? I mean, I don't even know why they bother putting this in here, right? Savor the anticipation. We're not going to find out until, run up to Adepticon. This one was really, really important. Is this a reskin of MCP? This is what everybody was talking about. Star Wars Protocol, right? I really hope it isn't. My personal view is that the rule set for MCP will not work in the Star Wars world. And I'll get into that a little bit afterwards. But good to see that it's a completely new game with its own mechanics, own structure and everything else. So that's good. When can I try it? Adepticon, right? But they'll give us some more information on the run-up. Is this the end of another game I love that AMG makes? Shatterpoint joins with Legion, X-Wing and Armada, not as a replacement for any of these amazing Star Wars games, but as a new option with its own unique experience for players to discover the excitement of miniatures in a galaxy far, far away. And look, let's take the other example we've had of I don't want to call it rank and file, but a bigger based game like Warhammer 40,000, for example. Necromunda, Kill Team, Warcry, all of these smaller skirmish games didn't kill any of the other games, you know, whether it's Age of Sigmar, Warhammer 40k, right? These skirmish games didn't kill them. However, what I will say, one thing that GW did do very well with those games, if you look at, let's take, is it Far Cry, I think? No, not Warcry. Kill Team, and 40k. Whilst I don't play either of those games, the characters that you get in Kill Team can be played in 40k. And you can use miniatures from 40k, convert them and put them into, because they're all the same scale. These two games are quite clearly, so Star Wars Legion and Star Wars Shatterpoint are very clearly not the same scale. The bases are 35, 55, and maybe 65 mil bases. They're the exact same size as Star Wars Legion, as Marvel Crisis Protocol, at least from what I can see. And if you hold let me see if I've got something to hand to show you guys. Where have we got now? Maybe it's not the best example, but here we go. If I show you guys two side by side, right? This is the scale that I think Shatterpoint is going to be at. This is Star Wars Legion. They're a world apart in terms of scale. You could if you wanted to, but I don't think it's cross compatible, which I think is a missed opportunity potentially. I do think it is a potential missed opportunity. Can I help with playtesting? We absolutely put out a call for playtesters, or we will absolutely keep your eyes on the group for an invite to apply. Yeah, I mean, look, I'd be more than happy to apply. I probably will apply for it. Will I get it? Probably not. Anyway, but yeah. But I think, guys, right now, that is everything we know about Star Wars Shatterpoint. Let's have a quick look down. Padme comes with tactics card that kills her and is called She Has Lost the Will to Live. That could be years ahead of where they are in the timeline from this game. I bet that will be year 2. I'm not sure that there. January seems a bit early for pre-orders without knowing the rule set. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Without knowing the rule set, will people pre-order it? I think the short answer is yes. I think people will pre-order it. I know I will. I already have 3 on pre-order just from my local gaming store. It's like, yeah, get me them. Grievous seems like a decent size comparison for Grievous. Yeah, Lizard does. I think he probably is. You know, I want my, and the level of detail you can get on a miniature this big, it's just so much better than this tiny little thing. I'm so glad I completely saved from a sizable bits of pile all my GW collection just prior to pandemic. My closet feels lighter. My wallet is heavier. Plenty left to spend on this. Good lad, Mitch. Good lad. Okay, guys. I was going to do this in a separate video, but I think it's worth talking about here. Things that AMG need to get right in this game. And this is why I was so happy when they said it wasn't just a reskin of Marvel Crisis Protocol. I mean, it was never going to be, right? It was never going to be. But I think that was the worry and that was the concern. But things I think... I have one thing they need to get right in this game more than anything else, and it is lightsaber duels. That's the big thing for me. Lightsaber duels. Turn-based MCP does not work, in my opinion, for this type of game. I don't want it to be this person goes, then this person goes, then this person goes, and this person goes. I want it to feel like when Obi-Wan and Dooku come together, Obi-Wan and Grievous, whoever it is, I want it to feel like that battle can last over, 2 or 3 rounds in a game where other people are coming in and coming out, and I really want it to feel like a blow by blow duel, not just Hair is looking fantastic. Thank you, Jason. Yeah, I really want it to look like, feel like a blow-by-blow duel. Quinn came up with a great point yesterday. The rules of Bushido, not a game I'm hugely familiar with, but from what I'm told, some of the best sort of fight mechanics of any tabletop game. I said that I wouldn't be disappointed if they did something a little bit like MESBG, where when two people come together, it's a duel. It doesn't matter who has priority. You start the fight when you're touching bases, and you roll and you have a fight value, a skill value. You roll so many dice, and then you do the damage and that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I think that's really, really important that they have a good mechanic for lightsaber duels. But then obviously any sort of fight mechanic I think is really, really important. I like the idea that we can mix and match these. There are sort of five really clear factions, if you like, that we've already got from Star Wars Legion. You've got the Separatists, you've got the sort of scum and villainy side of it, you've got the clone troopers, or the Grand Army of the Republic, Separatists, Rebels, Empire, and then scum and villainy, right? Yes, skip the damage table though, Connor, 100%. So what I would love to see is, let's say they have this rule of 2, okay? You have 2 characters and you have 2 supports. I want to be able to mix and match that, first of all. So I want to be able to take Dooku with Grievous and then 1 Magna Guard and some B2s, right? That's what I'd really like to be able to do. What will be interesting is if they introduce the element of a roster and the element of a squad. So they talked about having lots and lots of different scenarios that we can play on. And one of the, I think, really good things about Marvel Crisis Protocol is you build your squad and then you build your roster and then you choose your squad. I wonder if there is an element of that where you get to pick for 2 characters, two sort of unnamed troopers, if you like. But I think there's a lot, there's going to be a lot come out over the next couple of months. ATSD, the number, what did Mitch put? I wonder if there will be vehicles in this game, maybe dewbacks and speeder bikes, but I doubt ATSTs or tanks. I think it will depend ultimately on whether or not, on how big the board is, Mitch. What I would love to see is the idea of Luke or Han on a Tauntaun, and you can dismount them, right? You get 2 miniatures. You get, Han by himself, and you get Han on a Tauntaun. And Han on a Tauntaun is, can come in and the Tauntaun's doing all sorts of damage, but you can kill the Tauntaun, and then he becomes dismounted, and then it's just Han fighting by himself. So it'll be interesting to see, or equally a stormtrooper on a dewback, or whatever it may be. They said articles in January and the demo Adepticon. Absolutely, Bleach, 100% that. 3x3 makes sense. I'd be surprised if it was anything else, Mitch. I really would be surprised. Luke and Han on Tauntauns, and off I'm in. There you go. There you go. And it may be, right, it feels like we're going to get, if you look at what AMG have done with MCP, snapshots of characters, right? So it may be that we get a lot of factions and you get things like the Echo base, right? We've just had the battle packs or the battle forces for Star Wars Legion. It may be that 3, 4, 5 years down the line, as well as having the Rebel Alliance, we do have these subsets where only characters from the Echo packs can be part of that, right? They're set up for snow, they get certain things, they might have access to the Tauntauns or whatever else it is. So, yeah, do we know if they are going into the era of the Empire? Everything revealed so far. Yeah, 100% Nathan, they will do. We don't know that for certain, by the way. That's not guaranteed, but I'd be very, very surprised if they didn't. I think the big question will be, will they go into the sequel era? Is there any demand for sequel era stuff whatsoever? I don't know. I probably don't think there is. I hope they get terrain heavy with it. Matthew, it looks terrain heavy. It looks very, very terrain heavy. I did get one other shot here that I will share with you guys. Again, I apologize for the blurriness because it was taken from the video. Ignore the characters because there are characters in here that you're not going to get in the core box. But I think the characters here along the top and the terrain, I think this is the terrain that you're going to get with the core box, which looks really, really good. And again, is a look at the doors and look at the size of the characters. It's actually to scale terrain. Whereas you look at Sanctum Sanctorum, for example, and look at an MCP character, and yeah, it's nowhere near. Nowhere near. So yes, 100% terrain. It's going to be really, they've already said that, let me get the exact wording just so I get this right. Elevation, gantries, and catwalks are all going to be important. I'm assuming with that, guys, there's going to be things like fall damage, okay? If somebody gets force pushed off the side of a gantry or somewhere high up, there's going to be fall damage and that sort of thing. But yeah, guys, we are going to round it up there. I think, and let me know down in the comment section below, but I think that is everything we know about this game so far. As they release more information, I will always try and put that into a single place for you. Obviously, this is a trailer, this is a Facebook post, this is a live stream they did. As they release more information, we'll get that over to you guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do leave a like. It really, really does help. Thank you for everyone joining us live. There was sort of 40 of you at one point. If you could leave a like on the video, it'd be really, really appreciated for everyone live now. The algorithm loves it, apparently. Let me know down in the comment section below, which squad are you most looking forward to in Star Wars Shatterpoint? I know I have some of my personal favourites that I can't wait to see. I'm looking at you, bounty hunters. They're my boys. But let me know in the comment section what you would like to see. And as always, guys, it leaves me with just enough time to say stay well, keep safe, and until next time, bye for now.